virtual resources when a duck is not a dock, but totally walks like one. This is something that's coming out of drafts. This is not actually a feature in Warp Drive yet. This is something that I really want to add. I've been thinking on for a long time. It's our equivalent to materialized views. Like you have a whole lot of data, you are probably representing that your resource is kind of one-to-one with something that's in a table and database. Databases have this really awesome feature called materialized views that lets you recombine things. Why not be able to do that in the front end too? So for instance, let's say we've got some types. We've got a user, we've got an address, maybe even our user has an address. All's going well, and then your product person says, hey, I want you to start using this API that returns user street. And it's got two properties, the name, which comes from a user, and a street, which comes from an address. But like, we don't care about that. We just have a user street. Your customer doesn't care. Your customer says, I've seen these two fields before. They look great. But then they change one of them, and it doesn't update the address on anywhere else in your app. In the front end, it only updates it on the user street app. And they go, huh, your app's broken. So really what we want is something that just takes these two things, understands to take these two things, put them in the other thing. So why not? This is the feature that I want to add. It's basically another category of schema. You would register it just like you would register a resource, but it has a virtual kind. And all of that says is, hey, I'm a schema that points at other things. It introduces two new field kinds, pointer, which is something that we just want to add generally. Pointer is similar to a belongs to relationship, but with the semantic that you're saying, I don't actually care if you've loaded this thing or not. If it happens to be in the cache, give it to me. Because lots of APIs have things like, I'm going to return the ID to you, but I have no idea how to get this other record. So pointer is like a codification of this kind of relationship that we couldn't model before. So a virtual resource is just a pointer to a couple of other things. In this case, we have the user and we have the address, and then we add a field kind called reflection. Reflection is basically an alias into a field on another record. So from your perspective, now you have you get some data from the server. That data from the server is in the, I just have two fields, street and name. The cache says, oh, this is a virtual resource. I'm going to go find the right entry and merge that data into the correct entry for each field. So everything stays consistent. Everywhere in your UI, it's the same. There's a whole bunch of reasons we want to do this, not just domain concept abstractions or materialized views or APIs that are kind of funky as to what they give you and where they claim it comes from. I think that this is also a solution to a lot of the ergonomics problems around forms and tables, because very often we have very distinct resource data up until the moment that we actually want to use it in our app. And then we go into our app and we're like, well, I want to render this in a table. I need to flatten this all down into rows and columns. Or I have a whole bunch of different resources, but now I'm editing things in the form, and really this form only cares about a couple fields here, a couple fields here, a couple fields here, discard the rest. Well, a virtualized resource can be a codification for that. Which brings me back to the question from earlier on what do we do about something like Ember change sets and form validation? I don't think adding form validation into resources is a very good idea, but adding validation to virtual resources might be a genius idea, because it is a thing that actually does have the context of how certain data interrelates and which data is present. So, virtual resources.
Thank you very much.
My mic didn't get cut off. Did I make it?
No, you theoretically still had a minute, but now I got your mic. So.